Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the thousands of dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge, and your help, we can save them all.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. Don't forget that we've got our cheesecake sale coming up, and so that's for Mother's Day. And we need all of the orders in by May 5th. We have lots of delicious cheesecakes. We got strawberry, Reese's, turtle. You can get a sampler platter that has a little bit of all of it, and then you can also get a dozen strawberries if you want. So make sure to get those orders in. If you are having trouble seeing our Facebook page, we are having trouble with it, so we had to create a new one. So if you see something about following or liking a new Feral Dogs Facebook page, that is a legitimate Facebook page, and you can certainly like that one for now, and we'll get all the information to you that you need. You can also contact us through Gmail. It's the feraldogsofavondale@gmail.com, and just make sure you get those orders in before May 5th, because we got to have everything ready before Mother's Day. And we've got plenty of cheesecakes available, so just make sure you let us know and get those cheesecake orders in soon. Now, we also have an adoption event coming up, and so that's coming up this Saturday, the 27th. It'll be 9 to 2, and it's at PetSense out on Highway 280 here in Sylacauga. And I've asked my guest today to come on and talk about some of these dogs, because she's been a great supporter of the shelter. She's been a great volunteer coming out to walk dogs, so I thought Hadley Lacey would be a great person to have on the show today. So Hadley, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
So let's talk a little bit about first, how old are you?
I'm 10 years old.
And where do you go to school?
I go to Pinecrest Elementary.
And you just had a birthday in February, because yours was right before mine, right? And Hadley had her birthday party at the shelter. So that was an exciting day, and so we're going to talk to Hadley about what that was like. I've been trying to get her on here for 2 months so we could talk about this. So what made you have a birthday party at the shelter, or a birthday party to support the shelter?
I like playing with the dogs, and I just like supporting the shelter, and it's fun to see all the dogs and animals.
It was a lot of fun to see you and all your friends enjoying those dogs, and so here's some pictures of you out there that day. It was, we got there to get all the volunteers set up to walk dogs, and remember, we're there every Saturday from 11 to 1, and all of a sudden cars were coming from every direction, and people were walking up, and you were ready to have all of your friends walk dogs. We had a lot of the younger dogs were in the playpen, so you had some friends out there just playing with dogs running around. What did everybody say about the shelter?
They liked it.
So they enjoyed being there? Everybody looked like they were having a great time. So would you recommend people come out and walk dogs? Absolutely.
It's fun.
Because you've been there a lot more than just your birthday. You've been there to walk dogs quite a bit. You and your family come out and help. So let's talk about some of these dogs that are available. We just saw that flyer come up at the beginning that had the adoption event on it. So we've got quite a few dogs from the shelter that'll be there. And we've got some smaller puppies that are going to be there that you've met them before. There's a litter of 3 that are still available. So let's talk about what it's like to have a puppy around the house, because you've got your own dogs. Is it pretty crazy to have dogs living with you? Yeah, but it's a lot of fun too. But you got to have a little time to get them used to being at your house. So these puppies, the dogs that'll be available at the adoption event, they are coming from the shelter, and we've got 1 or 2 that have been in foster or in foster right now. But we always want people to keep in mind that they're very energetic after being in a kennel at the shelter for a little while. But, well, here are your dogs. Let's talk about your dogs. How many dogs do you have?
We have 4.
Okay, so how are your dogs? Do they all get along? They look like they're getting along right there.
They're getting cheese.
They're getting cheese. Dogs love cheese. The dogs at the shelter love cheese too. So what are those dogs' names?
The brown one is Molly, the brown and white one is Hunter, and then the white one is Bendy.
And then you've got a little dachshund that's Slinky. Is that right? So what do your dogs think when you come home from the shelter and you smell like other dogs?
They go.
So they're kind of upset
They
with you.
have the jitters.
They know that you've cheated on them, especially right there with you petting on that dog and getting a lot of other puppy smell on you. Now, we've got a lot of dogs. So these dogs that are popping up right now, a lot of them are available at the shelter, but they won't be at the adoption event. So there's Grant. Grant's supposed to be at the adoption event. Now, Grant is in a kennel with a dog that you know, Lily. So let's talk a little bit about Grant. He's about 3 years old, and he's neutered. He's up to date on all of his shots, and so he's ready to go to a home immediately. But you've seen him interacting with Lily in his kennel. Does he look like he gets along with dogs pretty well? Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He's a good dog. So he would be a good dog in a household with another dog, because we know he gets along with them. Now, Lily is on our adoption event paperwork, but she might be in a foster situation now, so we're hoping she's got a homecoming. But Rhonda, this is the dog we have up right now. I know your mom has walked Rhonda. What can you tell us about her? Is she a sweet dog?
She's sweet and energetic.
She is energetic. Now, Rhonda has a special situation. She's been at the shelter a little over a year in total, but part of that time she was in a boarding situation because she has a paw that was hurt a long time ago and she had to heal. So she's got a little bit of a limp, but that doesn't stop her, does it? She's totally fine. She runs around like there's nothing going on with her paw at all. And she's fully healed, she's fully healthy, and so she's fixed, she's ready to go, she's got all of her shots, and she's actually one of the dog walking favorites, don't you think? Yeah, everybody's always excited. People always know Rhonda, and very excited to see her coming. Now, we've got another younger dog that's available, so we might be able to pop up that picture of those 6 dogs, or the 4 dogs or 5 dogs and the kitties that are available. We've got another dog, Harley, that's available. She's a little German Shepherd mix, and she's really cute. She has like half a tail. Do you remember seeing Harley when you were walking dogs at the shelter? She's a very, very good dog. She's good with other dogs. And all the dogs that we'll have at the adoption event are good with other dogs. And they're good with kids. They're good with people. You've got a whole group of kids and your mom right there holding a puppy. And so, even though these dogs are at the shelter, a lot of people will think that there's something going on with them. That's why they're there. But usually they're there for no fault of their own. They're just really sweet dogs looking for a home. And that's Halo. Halo is available for adoption. Halo's still at the shelter right now, still a young dog. And Halo will not be at the adoption event, but even during the adoption event, we have dog walking going on. So if you go to the adoption event and you don't see a dog that you would like to take home with you at that moment, then you can come out and walk some or meet some. And we've got a shelter full of creatures. Now, Hadley, let's talk about this picture. You did such a great thing. At your birthday party, you had everybody bring you donations for the shelter instead of presents. Is that right? Look at all of that you did. That's pretty cool. You did such a great job getting all those donations. The shelter needs our support, and boy, you stepped up and made sure they had some support. And you're continuing to do that. Now let's talk about something else. We got all these dogs we're talking about being at the adoption event, but we also have cats there, right? How many cats do you have?
We have 3.
3 cats. Now, your mom told me that sometimes when you disappear when we're out dog walking, you're in the cat room at the shelter. So tell us what the kitties are like.
Some just want to play, and then when you put their paw out, they grab it. But then some are so chill and just they want you to pet you.
Yeah.
They want you to pet them, but they're kind of crazy when you start to do it, and they're really nice and sweet.
Yeah, they are. And we always have cats available at PetSense, not just for the adoption event. So make sure if you go by PetSense that you pay attention to if you walk in the door and look to the left, we've got those cages there. We always have cats from foster, cats from the shelter, and they do have a lot of different personalities. And so we've got some kitties down there on that flyer. We got Ragnar, Rain, and Ophelia, and they are all very sweet, coming from a foster situation. And then, of course, you see the dogs there. We got Harley, Moose, Momo. We got Miley, who's not pictured there, and Lily. And so we've got a lot of really good dogs available. Those are all smaller dogs. So if you're looking for, well, Lily's not, but like I said, she's going to foster. But if you're looking for a younger dog, then definitely come out to the adoption event on Saturday. So is there anything else you want to tell everybody about walking dogs? Or Just that it's fun and you wish everybody would come out and do it? So remember, we've got our adoption event this Saturday at PetSense, 9 to 2. You can come out. We'll have different dogs cycling through. They're available for adoption. Of course, we'll have all the cats there. And if you want to come walk dogs, please join us. We had a great group this past weekend. Every weekend we're able to get all the dogs out now, and the shelter staff's doing such a great job getting them out during the week. And we are there from 11 to 1 walking dogs. And so if you have any questions, just message the Feral Dogs. Make sure if you try to get to our Facebook page and it is blocking you, then go to the new one, or you can email us or just message any of the volunteers, and we're happy to help you and give you any information that you need so that we can find all these dogs and cats a home, right? Well, thank you for coming on the show again, Hadley, and thank you for taking care of your own dogs and cats and helping with the situation by providing homes for some. And if you ever want to come back on the show, we'll come back and talk about you walking dogs. How about that? Okay, we'll see everybody this Saturday at the adoption event and at the shelter. We'll have more Daybreak after these messages.